Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Saptadashodhyayah. So this is the 17th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna in this chapter very clearly tells about the three different ways of faith: the sattvika faith, rajasika faith, and the tamasika faith. And he explained in the last few shlokas about the three different types of food that is very priya, very much loved by the people of who are of sattvic nature, who are of rajasic nature, and who are of tamasic nature. He explained about the food habits and the what the people belong to these three gunas they like. And from this shloka, that is from shloka 11, Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells about the three different types of yajna sacrifices, and he continues with the three types of tapas also. So let us see from shloka 11, chapter 17 of Bhagavad Gita. अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञाः विधिदृष्टो य युज्यते यष्टव्यमेवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः. So that yajna, that is that sacrifice or any type of worship or puja, aphala kangshibihi, that is who does not desire for the aphala, for the fruits. Any type of yajna or sacrifices done without the expectation of fruit, that is the phala of that yajna, vidhi drishta, and that also as ordained by the scriptures, as per the rules of the scriptures. A person who performs such a sacrifice with the mana samadhaya, the mind completely fixed in it, that is with complete faith in that sacrifice. That is, any sacrifice or puja or worship done with complete faith in God, without expecting the results or reward from that puja or sacrifice, and also done according to the rules of the scriptures, that type of sacrifice is said as the sattvika sacrifice. It is sattvika yajna, that is of sattvika nature, because they do not expect any reward from it, and they practice it according to the ordinance of the scriptures, and they do it with complete faith. And so that type of any sacrifice is very pure and is of sattvic nature. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna in shloka 12, he says, Abhisandhaya tu phalam dambartam abhichaivayat yajyate bharata sreshta tayyajna vidirajasam. Abhisandhaya, that is expecting fruits. Dambhartam abhi, and that also done for name and fame. That type of yajna is said as rajasic yajna. They may follow the rules of the scriptures, but they expect fruit for it. They just do not do it as a duty. The sattvika type of worship or yajna, they are done as a duty. They should perform this to Bhagavan, so they are doing it. But this rajasic type of yajnas, they expect phala, fruits for that, reward for that yajna or puja. But they may follow the scriptures, but done for name and fame in a very grand way, giving so many invitation to so many people, expecting everyone to come and praise them. Such type of sacrifice is said as rajasika. Vidihinam mandrahinam dakshinam shraddha virahidai yajnam tamasam parichakshate. That type of yajna, vidihinam, that is, who doesn't follow the ordinance of the scriptures, the rules of the scriptures. Asrishtanam. Asrishtanam means without giving food to the people who come there to attend that yajna, or without doing annadhana. And in the scriptures, it is said that any type of puja without doing annadhana, that is, without giving food for others, is not complete. So, this sacrifice, if it is done without distribution of food, not only that, mandrahinam, without chanting proper mantras, just chanting one or two mantras and just wasting of the time like that. We can see all that very commonly in many places. Adakshinam, and that too without giving proper dakshina for the priests who come and chant the mantras. Shraddha Virahitam. Shraddha Virahitam means without faith. They just do it for advertisement. Sometimes in some temples, they just start the puja. They will wait and wait for the guests to arrive. After the guests have arrived, they will give so much concentration and they treat the guest. So much time is gone there to treat the guest only. They don't chant proper mantras. They don't attend to the deity at all. So just to please the people who come there, they are doing this puja. It's very common to see such types of puja during the Navratri festival and all. So much big grand thing, they will put stage and just to keep the deity there decorated, that's all. No mantra, nothing. All the guests are given importance. So it is very common to see all this in today's time. So such types of puja or any that types of yajna without following the scriptures, without proper distribution of food, without chanting mantras, without giving dakshina to the people, without faith in the puja. So that type of sacrifice or yajna or puja or anything done to the deity is considered as completely tamasic. So the sattvika way of puja or yajna is without expecting the reward, but doing it according to the scriptures and telling mantras and complete faith in Bhagavan, doing it as a duty, that without nishkamya bhakti, that is said as the sattvika pure sacrifice. The next type of sacrifice is expecting the result but doing according to the vidhi, that is, or the rules of the scriptures, and but doing it for name and fame, that is said as rajasic. Any worship done just for name and fame without giving importance for the puja itself, without distribution of food, without distribution of the dakshina, giving dakshina to the priest, without chanting mantras, that is considered as tamasic. So these are the three different types of yajna or worship. And Bhagavan continues to say that in the next shloka, he tells about another concept, that is in shloka 14. He says, Devadvija Guru Prajna Pujanam Shauchamarjavam Brahmacharya Mahimsa Cha Sharirantapa Uchyate. Now Bhagavan is telling about the three different types of tapas. Why do we do tapas? That is austerity. Why do we do tapas? It is to control our body, mind, and the senses. So for that only we do tapas. When we do tapas, we make the mind or train the mind to attract to the higher values of life, or make the mind, body, and senses, prepare it for Brahmajnana, which is the higher value of life. So the tapas are of three types. The tapas done with the body, physical body, that is known as the kayikam tapaha. The tapas done with the senses, mainly with the words, that is with vachikam tapaha. And the tapas done with the mind, manasam tapaha. So these are the three different types of tapas. So when we do tapas with the body, then we control the body or prepare the body for Brahma Vidya or for liberation. When we do tapas with the senses, mainly with the vak, that is why the words, that is vachikam tapa, that we do prepare our senses for the higher values of life. And when we do tapas with the manasam tapa, we prepare the mind for Brahma Vidya. So Bhagavan in this shloka is telling about the tapas with the body. Deva Dvija Guru Prajna Pujanam. So, what we have to do with this body? We have taken this physical body to do our prarabdha karmas. We should not limit our body only by doing prarabdha karmas. We should use this body or control this physical body or make use of this body for the next stage of life, that is for liberation. For that, we have to do tapas with this body. What are the tapas? First, we have to worship God. Deva, that is worship Deva Pujanam. We should worship Bhagavan, not only Bhagavan. Dvija, that is the twice born. Twice born means the Brahmana. Brahmana in the sense one who is well versed in the Vedas and one who has a sattvika nature. That Brahmana we should worship. If we worship a Brahmana who is not well versed in scriptures or in the Vedas or not of sattvika nature, then there is no use in worshipping such a Brahmana. So a Brahmana should be worshipped means he must be well versed in the scriptures and must have the sattvika nature, not greediness, jealousiness, some crooked mind. Many people have that in today's lifetime, but they should be avoided. We should worship the Brahmana well versed in the scriptures and must have the sattvika nature, nishkamya bhava, everything. And we should worship the Guru because they are pivotal in making us understand the scriptures, or otherwise we do not know about the scriptures. Knowing Samskrita alone cannot make us understand the value of the scriptures or the meaning of the scriptures. We must have that deep insight to understand the scriptures. So that type of guru should be worshipped. Then prajna means a jnani, a wise man who is of the nature that I am Brahma. He is a wise man. He must first have that nature and belief that I am Brahman. Such a person is very difficult to find nowadays. If we get chance of meeting such a person, we must worship him. If we worship any other person who disguise like a jnani, then we will be affected by it. So we should worship a pure jnani, a true jnani, who believes that I am Brahman. With that bhava, if he identify himself with the self, then it's very rare to find such a person. If we worship him, then we will be benefited by it. So such a person we must worship. Then Saucham, we must keep our body pure and clean. Why? Because Bhagavan dwells in this Sharira. So it should be made always kept clean. So we should practice Shaucham, Arjavam, straightforwardness. What we think we have to speak. Many people do not do that and they take it as consider it as a weakness to tell their mind. So we should, what we think we have to perform. If we have straight thoughts, then there is nothing to hide there. So our actions must follow our thoughts. So that is Arjavam. Brahmacharyam, a very decent way of celibacy. And Ahimsa, we should not use this physical body to hurt or insult others. That is Adharma. Adharma, cruelty, not the cultured way of behavior. It is not appreciated in any religion or any form of scriptures. So ahimsa is the basic thing for humanity. To be a human, we have to follow ahimsa. It is not a credit. It must follow ahimsa. So insulting others or wounding others by our body should be completely avoided. If we want to improve our lifestyle, or if we want to go to the higher values like liberation, or even to live as a human being, we should follow ahimsa. So ahimsa, so that should be followed. So all these are the sharidam tapaha. These are the tapas followed by the body, done by the, should be done by the body. That is known as the kayikam tapaha. Next, Bhagavan Krishna tells about the vachikam tapaha. That is tapas of the vak. How should be our words? Bhagavan says, अनुद्वेगकरं वाक्यं सत्यं प्रियहितं च यत् स्वाध्यायाभ्यसनं चैव वाक्मयं तप उच्यते. Our words must be beneficial to others. We should not use our words as a weapon to insult or hurt others. We should use our words for the benefit of others. When we speak, it should help someone. So that is anudbhegakaram vakyam. That is the words, it should benefit others. Many people tell satya. Satya priyahitancha yat. People tell satya, but they use harsh words in a rough tone to tell that satya. That should not be done. Satya must be said with priyam, that is with pleasantness, for the benefit of others. So that is very important. And in Manusmriti it is said that Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. If you are going to tell the Satya, please tell it in a pleasant way, beneficial for others. Do not use the harsh words and rough tone in the name of telling the Satya, or by the name of telling Satya. Do not hurt anyone. We do not have that advantage or luxury to hurt anyone, because everyone is the creation of God. If they do something wrong, then there is such a higher power, their own karma, to punish them. We do not take the responsibility to punish them. So if you are going to tell the truth, tell it in the pleasant way. Very important and very basic human value. Now people consider it as so great to speak to others in a pleasant way, but that is a basic human value. And it says, na bruyat satya apriyam. So please avoiding. So please avoid telling satya if it is not priya, if it is not pleasant. If it is not pleasant, or if it is not beneficial to others, then please avoid telling that satya. Priyam cha anrutam bhuyat. One should not tell asatya in order to please others. Should not tell asatya to please others, just to get the things done, just to tell something on the face of them and to tell something in the back of them. That should be avoided. All these are dharma sanadhana. These are all ancient dharma. This is said in the Manusmriti. So our words should benefit others. Either it must give knowledge to others, or at least it must be pleasing to others. At the same time, we should not please others by telling lies or telling untruth. So vak tapas is a great thing. That is the basic thing. That is the basic human value. So satyam priyahitan chayad. One should speak, their speech or their words should be pleasant and beneficial to others. Swadhyaya bhyasanam. One should practice reading the scriptures. And in Srimad Bhagavata, it is said that if we read at least one shloka of Srimad Bhagavata or Bhagavad Gita, then gradually it will erase all our papa karmas. So practicing to learn the scriptures or to read the scriptures regularly, it is respecting that rishi. So if we read Bhagavad Gita, we are respecting Bhagavan Krishna as well as Ved Vyasa. And all the acharyas who have written these bhashyas. So we should practice the study of the Vedas or scriptures. Vakmayam tapa uchyate. All these are tapas of the words. That is very important. And in the next shloka, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Mana prasada saumyatvam maunamatma vinigraha bhava samshuddhiritetat tapo manasa muchyate. Manasam tapa, that is, one should always practice mana prasada, have peace of mind. It must be always, should not think all that unnecessary thoughts in our mind. Always have the calm mind, balanced state of mind in any type of situation. Saumyatvam, that is pleasant thoughts, means always positive thoughts. Now it's a great practice, and everywhere people are training to make people think positively, but that is written in 5,000 years in Bhagavad Gita itself. One should have only the saumyatva, that is thoughts that are pleasant, always a positive thoughts. Even in trying situation, one must practice to bring our mind above that level. It is not easy to do, but we have to practice that. Even in trying situations, sometimes we may be affected by that situation, but after some time we have to make our thoughts positive, even in trying situation. That is very important. That is saumatyam. Maunam, we have to keep silence. If our thoughts are less, then automatically we will be silent. When we think too much, or when we have so many thoughts coming one after the other, we speak a lot, or we will be terribly disturbed. We will show that restless nature. So we must have limited amount of thought, but progressive thoughts, not constructive thoughts, not destructive thoughts. So that is very important. Bhava samshuddhi. Bhava samshuddhi means always purity of nature, not thinking about anything ill about others, jealousiness, avoidance of jealousiness, greediness. So all these are pure way of thoughts. So this is said as the manasam tapaha. So these are all the manasam tapaha. So all these are the three different types of tapas. Tapas with the body, we have to worship Bhagavan, worship the Guru, worship the Jnanis, and these are all the tapas, that keeping the body clean. Well, all these are the tapas with the body. Telling good words, always telling satya, that also in a very pleasant and beneficial way. These are all tapas of the vak. Then thinking always positive, have always positive thoughts, very calm mind, stable mind at all situations, that is manasam tapaha. So these are the three types of tapas. Bhagavan says in the next shloka, that is shloka 17, he says, श्रद्धया परया तप्तं तपस्तन्त्रिविधं नरैः अफलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्युक्तैः सात्विकं परिचक्षते. So a person who do all these three types of tapa with faith and practice all this tapa with faith, what Bhagavan is telling is, we should practice it continuously throughout our life, all these three types of tapas. One with the body, the other with the walk, and the other with the mind. So these three types of tapas, when practiced continuously, steadfast, without any break in it, without expecting any result for it, no one should appreciate us for this, because it has to be our nature. We have to practice it and bring it as our nature. We need not expect any appreciation from others for practicing this, because this is a basic human nature. It has to be there. If it is not there, then it is wrong. So without expecting any fruit from it, if a person practices it continuously, then that is said as the satvika tapa. Satvika's tapa. सत्कारमान पूजार्थं तबोधं पेन चैव यत् क्रियते तदिह प्रोक्तं राजसं छलमद्रुवम्. So a person practicing these three tapas, expecting appreciation from others, or expecting fruits in any way as a reward. Sometimes we see in the hospitality industry, they just welcome us so much, but in the back of the mind, they have so many different thoughts. We can very well understand it from their behavior. So such type of artificial behavior that one should avoid it. So all these are rajasic way of doing this tapas. Even in trying situations, we automatically have to practice these three types of tapas. But if it is not our nature and if you are doing it artificially, then at some times we will lose it. So then it is said as Rajasika tapa. Just to doing all this, just to for getting praise from others or reward from others, so all these way of artificial way of doing this tapas or expecting some reward for practicing these tapas, it is said as Rajasika tapas, and it will not be stable. We cannot practice it for a long time. It will be unstable. मूढग्राहेणात्मनो यत् पीठया क्रियते तपः परस्योत्साधनार्थं वा तत्तामसमुदाहृतम्. So practicing this tapa in a very foolish way, torturing the body, torturing the mind by thinking so many negative thoughts. So these are all of the tapas of the foolish nature. So the motive of destroying others, when we use our words to destroy others, sometimes a single word will hurt the person and it will be in that person always pricking them. So we should not use our words in a way of himsa to as a weapon to hurt others. So using the words to destroy others or self-torture, some people, they tell so many bad things about themselves. They find some happiness in it. So all these are tamasic way of tapas. These are all should be avoided because when we have all this low mentality, then we cannot improve above a certain level. Then we can never be liberated from this bondage. So we have to practice a very good way of life, good way of using our body, mind, and our very important is our walk. When we have good thoughts, positive thoughts, then automatically our words will be like that, our speech will be like that. So these are the three different types of tapas. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the next shloka, that is shloka 20, he continues to explain about the three different types of dana and the service done to the people, which I will continue in my next upload. यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णः यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयोर्भूति ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम. ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु.